Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're at. Thank you for stopping on by here in my channel to just hear me out with D'Lo. Much appreciated, y'all. So today's just hear me out topic is, can we just stay out of other people's business? By we, I mean us, the US, good old Uncle Sam. Can we just stay out of other people's business? Because there's a lot of money being spent on things that we don't have any business spending it on, that could be spent much better here within your own people. Um, let's start off with an example. Turns out that there's a certain country that receives about $3.8 billion each year, primarily in military assistance. And what does that mean? Well, it means that they're not physically paying, like we're not physically giving them money. No, what we're doing is we're advancing the money, then building the bombs or equipment or hardware, and then giving it to them. And we get nothing in return. Wait, they say we get like a strong ally, and they provide us intelligence. At $3.8 billion, that shit better come with some sucky sucky for every US American. I'm just saying. $3.8 billion. Nah, they need to be paying, Chief. They need to be paying. $3.8 billion, by the way, per year. And that's to fund pretty much genocide. I'll call it what it is. I'm pretty sure you could put the dots together of what special little country I'm talking about. Um, they have their own military. They have their own weapons. They have their own tanks. They have their own howitzers. Let them handle their own business. And however it ends, it ends. You know, I guess this is just us not being able to just leave the people alone. You know, I think that the original Israelis that were already there in the Palestine Israel area were cool with the way things were up until the European Jews decided to come and say, we're going to take over. And then that's where you get the whole reaction of action reaction that's been going on for the past couple of decades. Just saying. I think we should stay out of it. Then we also pay, get this, well, we've paid, I should say, a whopping 195 billion with a B, as in Bravo, in total spending related to the war in Ukraine. Approximately 127 billion of that money directly supporting the Ukraine government. Now, that's according to the U.S. Ukraine Oversight Interagency Group. Okay, at least 177.8 billion of the total has been legally obligated. 216 billion has been fully dispersed. Look, man, I'm reading this off of the Googles, so I am a Google reporter right now. But here's what I don't get, man. Honestly, why are we spending money on other countries when we need to help? We need to help ourselves first. How about we help our homeless issue? How about we help our veterans? And instead of just pushing pills, and we start actually looking for, instead of health maintenance, let's actually do some health care, because that's all we're doing here is health maintenance. All right. And even with Americans, how much could that just do for basic medical? I don't want to sound like one of these, universal health care, but how about universal health prevention? Letting them go every 6 months to just get a checkup, get x-rays, get MRIs if needed, just the basics, get those funded, because that alone costs a nut and a half. Being that I worked in the insurance aid industry, and I've worked on doing medical evaluations, if you knew the cost of an MRI, it would blow your mind. Don't go to an ER in Harris County, Texas. All right, because you're looking at about $40,000 in that visit right there. All right, just telling you, just telling you. You better have some good insurance. But anywho, what maybe just like preventative care. You know how a lot of dentists they'll give you like a $99 checkup, to check your teeth, and then they'll upsell from there. Maybe we could do something like that with not even the older, no, starting them with the new generation of kids, and let them just doing a preventative care. That's all I'm saying. All right. I'm not trying to sound communist over here. I'm just saying our money that's allocated to go to other countries could be better served here within our country. Now, remember, this is in addition to whatever else we're already spending. So we got 3.8 billion a year to Israel. We got 127 billion that's been spent in Ukraine. But get this. Remember that one little war that we had back in 2001 till 2021 when we ended up looking like a bunch of suckers because that idiot ended up pulling us out without any plan. And by idiot, I am talking about Biden. So anyways, not only did we spend over 2.26 trillion on the war and reconstruction in Afghanistan, get this. So we ended up paying the Taliban as well. I don't know if y'all are tracking that, y'all. We ended up giving, it was supposed to be humanitarian aid. Yeah, that money was going to the Taliban. Because who is running the country? The Talibanese. And they ended up taking that bank. Apparently, they ended up cutting it off now. But that's still $3.83 billion that was spent on that after we spent trillions in that damn place. So, yeah, just hear me out. U.S., can we just mind our own business? Can we use that money here? But apparently we can't, because since we're the ones funding or financing, I should say, that money goes to pay the bomb makers. The bomb makers are here in the U.S., so that would cut a lot of jobs. And especially since we're like in what's it called, election season, they're not going to go ahead and cut any of that funding out, man. War breeds money. I fell for the okie doke with Trump. I'll be 100%. I fell for the okie doke because that fool said no new wars. And when he had Tulsi with him, I was like, oh, you know what? Tulsi's my girl. She's a veteran. She's articulate. She's smart. She's a colonel. She's been enlisted. She's been at war. She might be able to talk some sense to him. Not even talk some sense, but at least try to give him the right guidance or try to persuade him. But that man is unpersuadable. He is incorrigible, as my sister used to say about me, that I was incorrigible. And it took me a long time because I was like, yeah, I guess I get encouraged easily. But then it turns out that incorrigible means something way different. So anyways, with that being said, I do appreciate y'all listening to me just rant and vent about this. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Hit me up in my DMs on the TikTok and on the Instagram and on the Facebook. It's Just Hear Me Out with D-Lo. Just look it up. You'll find it. Anywho, and to the last dude that actually went through it, and he gave me a big old paragraphs to read. Hey, I much appreciate that, man. I really enjoyed getting your point of view, and I saw that there were others that were engaged with it. So I hope it's something that we can continue doing. I don't do this in any malicious way to degrade or down talk to anyone, because I am nobody. I'm just a guy with a GED and a point of view, a microphone, a camera, and a decision to just spew some bull crap over here. So anywho, with that being said, once again, US, let's just stay out of other people's business. Let them handle it. Oh yeah, last thing. This whole thing with Iran, y'all know why we're there. Because the puppet masters, or master, I should say, is telling him that's where we need to go. Again, he pulled me with the okie doke. That's why I supported this dude a lot. I not forgave, but I turned a blind eye to a lot of the dumb stuff that he would say, because I figured, whatever, he's talking just masa, but it turned out to be he's just He went to supposedly to drain the swamp, but looks like he stepped in quicksand and got sunk down into it, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Love, peace, and hair grease. I'll catch y'all next time when you come through to just hear me out with D-Lo. Thanks a lot. Peace, y'all.